Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kahala Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. So all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles that labored in this truth before me and taught me this truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Right? So I'm just going to be going into, what's going on in the news, man. Like the main thing that's been happening, is just this Iranian and U.S. war. And we should be just watching to see how it escalates, because we know nothing major is going to happen until Russia gets involved, until China gets involved, right? But really, we know things is over when that RFID chip is implemented, right? But we see here there's already cracks in the U.S. in their unity, man, right? People are saying different things. Right, one official says one thing, another official says another thing. Right, it's confusion. Right, but this is a city of confusion. Let me get this real quick. All right, right. Isaiah 24:10 it says, I started at 8. Isaiah 24:8 says, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. Right. And we're seeing that people are coming to terms with what's going on. They don't understand the full magnitude of what's going on. But when those body bags start coming back from the Middle East and they bring them back to America, then we're going to understand that this man, this man Trump, Nero, he done fucked up, man. And he done got himself in something that, really is not going to go in his favor. Right? These people think that the Most High God is with them, but they don't know the Most High. They don't know the Lord, right? They don't know the scriptures, right? It says, verse 9 says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, and no man may come in, right? Verse 11, there is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, right? There's the crying for wine, right? Crying for wisdom. They need wisdom, man. The scriptures tell you that. Let's get it. Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure, right? These people don't fear the Most High God, right? Because they break every law in the book, right? They've built a whole system, a whole nation based off iniquity and sin, right? Do what thou wilt is the whole law of the land, man. Right? So we go back here to Isaiah 24:11 says, there is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Right? Things are not what it used to be, man. If you're paying attention, you should be terrified if you're not, following the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But the men of the Lord, the men and the people, the women, men and women of the Lord, the true believers, they're going to have stability in this time, man. They're going to be at peace because they know that this man's kingdom is fallen. But those that are joined to this kingdom, those that love this kingdom, right, they're going to be held in derision, right? They're going to be held in confusion, right? It says, verse 12 says that and the city is left desolate and the gate is smitten with destruction. And ultimately, that's what's going to happen. America is going to be laid desolate. It's going to be destroyed by its allies and its adversaries, right? But by nuclear fire. Fire is coming to America, man. Right? Before that, there's going to be a lot of civil wars, conflicts within
at his direction,
America. Let's get to this video real quick.
Mr. President, did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand.
Right, and he's trying to save face, man, because everyone's saying, hey, man, BB and them boys, they control you, right? You controlled by the small hats. Right, so he's trying to save face, let people know, nah, man, I'm calling the shots, man. We know you're not in control, bro. The facade is over, man. He talking about drain the swamp.
We were
the
having
swamp that needs to be
negotiations with
drained.
these lunatics.
Right?
And it was my opinion that they were going to attack first.
But those words contradicting his own Secretary of State, who just 24 hours earlier said the U.S. acted because Israel was going to attack Iran first and set off a chain reaction.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
Amid all the confusion, Rubio pummeled with questions on Capitol Hill, attempting to walk it back.
The bottom line is this. The president determined we were not going to get hit first. It's that simple, guys.
But some lawmakers already raising concerns.
All right, let's get this real quick. There's no, wisdom is gone out of teaming, man. Right, let's get this. Isaiah 47. Right. No, that's not what I want. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in teaming? Is counsel perish from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished, right? And we're seeing their wisdom is vanished, man. There's no, their counsel is dumb as hell, man. Why would you go out and say that shit? Just, keep it simple. You watch football players, basketball players in interviews. They gave cliche answers, man. Just keep it surface level. These guys go out and for some reason believe they got to say everything that's in their mind. It's crazy as hell, man. Right? You get Job 9 and 20, right? It says, if I justify myself, my own mouth shall condemn me. If I say I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse, right? And the reason I bring that out is, man, your mouth is what condemns you, right? And not being able to, hold your mouth, not being able to hold your tongue, right? And that's what's wrong with these leaders. They just got used to just saying whatever, doing whatever they want to do. And they forget you got to have finesse, man, right? Your lack of finesse is how you're going to lose the people. And that's how you're going to get civil wars, right? That's how you're going to get that 2 Ezra 15, right? Because no one's going to trust the government. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. The government can't be trusted. We can't trust these news outlets. We can't trust nothing these politicians are saying. Trump was supposed to be that guy that's supposed to be the down-to-earth representation of the hard-working man in America, which is crazy as hell. Right? This dude's supposedly a billionaire, right? But let's get this. 2 Ezra 15 and 14 says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? So, hey, this is talking about martial law. That's what's going to happen. No one's going to be regarding the legitimate government.
I find it very disturbing that you're committing this nation to war based upon a decision by even though a staunch ally, and I'm a supporter of Israel, but I don't think anybody should drive our decision to go to war, but the interests of the United States.
The White House has now offered several justifications for the operation. The president claiming Iran posed an imminent threat, despite American intelligence saying the country was nearly a decade away from developing missiles capable of hitting the U.S. And after the president vowed not to drag the U.S. into any foreign conflicts, he hasn't ruled out putting troops on the ground.
So in just a few hours, the Senate will vote on whether...
They talking about they got boots on the ground. Man, they about to put boots on the ground, man. Lord willing, that comes soon, man. But, hey, man, the Hebrew Israelites been telling you, hey, war is coming. Don't go on that. Don't join that military, man. You know what I'm saying? And, ultimately, I believe there's going to be a draft because our numbers are down. The U.S. military numbers are down, man. So they're going to have to get troops, right? They're going to have to send troops from somewhere, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna, the American children are gonna be out there dying.
Resolution that would require the president to get approval from Congress first before any further military action in Iran. But look, the bottom line here, George, this is very unlikely to become law.
It is, okay, but we also know there were key election primaries last night, especially in Texas.
Yeah, all eyes on Texas, George, and Texas Senate Republicans are now headed to a runoff. Senator John Cornyn has held this seat for more than 20 years. He's facing Attorney General Ken Paxton in a very close race. It has become...
And that's all I want on that. But it's you got to always put things together. There's no coincidences, right? We have this blood moon right when this war gets kicked off and during the elections, man. This all planned, right? Everything is planned meticulously, right? Just like the Most High God, he uses he has a calendar in the sky. That's how we determine our feast days is based off the new moon, man. and the seasons, right? The same thing is on the left hand, man. It's a mirror. They're a mirror of each other, right? They want to be the Most High, right? And I was looking at this, apparently America is now doing operations in Ecuador, right? They're sending out, forces to Ecuador, right? What are they doing? They're trying to expand. They say drug trafficking is their excuse, but man, we know, hey, whenever America's there, the motive is always deeper, man. It's usually resources or money, something, right? So you got to keep an eye on this. These dudes are fighting the war in the Middle East. Now they're going down to Ecuador. I believe Trump, he slipped up and said that he had something to do with the cartel leader getting killed, right? So now there's a whole war in Mexico. There's wars all over the place, man. Let's get this real quick, right? Actually, matter of fact, come on, bro. Let's get this first. And let's go to Revelation 17, right? It says 17:1, and I'm gonna jump down, right? This Revelation 17:1 says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, and saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And right, and a part of the wine of this whore, which is Mystery Babylon, is the belief in that this man is God, that this man Esau Edom is a god, right? He's not a god, man. That's why he painted the Most High in his image, so people will look up to him as like an immortal being. But this man can't be touched, and he can be beat, right? And the Most High God is showing you that this man is not a god. He's just a man, right? Just like how we were in Egypt. We believed, the Israelites believed in the chariots, the horses, all that shit, right? But at the end of the day, the Egyptians were just men. The Americans are just men, right? There's nothing special about them. They're really the basis of men, right? Let me get this. Right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 31. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. And that's our people's problem. You so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's imperative that you're not looking at, oh, we got all these bombs, we got nukes, we got these drones, we got all this money, we're the most powerful nation in the world. Nah, man, don't look at that. You got to look at the spirit. And the spirit of this man is not upright within him, right? You can see the things that change. If you're reading the room, you can tell, hey, America's in trouble. And you can't be looking at what these news outlets are telling you. They're going to spew lies. Just like these politicians, all they're going to do is spew lies so they can get reelected, so they can stay in power, right? And continue to do the bullshit that they're doing. We're destroying the earth, man. Right, verse 2, he says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Verse 3, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hands, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. Right? So if you're betting on America, you're gonna fall with them, man. He that helps shall fall, and he that hopes on this nation shall fall. Right? Most High God is already ordained these people to fall. Right? And then we jump down, go back to Revelation 17. So it's talking about the great whore, right? You know what I mean? Verse 5 tells you, this whore says, I'll just read the verse. It says, Revelation 17:5 says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Right? When we jump down to 18, it says, and the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And what do we see this man doing? He's in Ecuador. He's in Iran, right? He's doing all types of shit. What does the book of Habakkuk say? I'm going to get this real quick and close it out. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and I'll start at 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And let me get something real quick. Matter of fact, I believe it's Matthew 24. Right, this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right? "For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." Right? So we're getting right into it, man. This is the beginning of the downfall of Esau, Edom, and the beginning of Jacob, man. Right? So let's go back here to Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." What Yahweh Shai say? He said, "Hey man, when you see wars and rumors of wars, know that this is just the beginning of sorrows. But these are the signs that Yahweh Shai is on his way." And we've been in a moment like this for the last few decades. But the only difference now is we got the infrastructure is being set up for that RFID chip, right? We see the economy is in a place where something's got to give, man. We can't continue like this forever, right? Verse 4 says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." Right? The elect are going to live by faith, right? And it's telling you, Esau, Edom, this man, his spirit is not right, man. So don't have hope in this kingdom, man. It's going to fall, right? Verse 5 says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine," right? He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people." Right? But what does it say right here? He's a proud man. We know that's Esau. He neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as death. Right? His desire, his eyes are bigger than his stomach, man. He's in Ecuador. He's in Iran. He's all these different places. You can't be all these places at once, right? Eventually, you're gonna get touched. You're gonna bite off more than you can chew, man, and you're gonna swallow your own teeth, right? And that's all I gotta say right now, man. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to you.